India and Russia's friendship isn't new. It's a bond built over decades. It's not just about weapons or politics, it's about trust, respect, and shared interests. When the rest of the world ignored India, Russia stood by its side. And today, as the world imposes sanctions on Moscow, India is returning that friendship with loyalty and courage. They say, a real friend is one who stands with you in difficult times. India is proving that once again. History tells its own story. Back in 1971, during the India-Pakistan War, when the United States sent its warships into the Indian Ocean, it was Russia that stood shoulder to shoulder with India, forcing America to step back. That was not just military support, it was a message: India will never stand alone. And today, that same spirit is alive again. Only the battlefield has changed. Now, the war is not fought with guns and tanks, but with energy and economics. So why is the West so restless about India's decisions? Because America and Europe want to weaken Russia's economy, cut off its main source of income, and stop it from sustaining the war in Ukraine. Russia's biggest export is oil and natural gas, and now India, China, and a few Asian nations have become its largest markets. When Western oil companies turned away from Moscow, India saw an opportunity and acted fast. It began importing cheap Russian oil, gaining three major benefits. 1. Lower crude oil prices. 2. Better control over inflation. 3. Stronger economic stability. But this move made Washington and Brussels uncomfortable. They believed India was weakening their sanctions strategy. That's when pressure began. Stop buying Russian oil or face the consequences. India's answer was crystal clear. We'll make decisions that serve our people, not your politics. India's energy demand is rising faster than ever. Today, India is the third largest oil consumer in the world. Yet, its domestic production meets only about 15% of its needs. So, when Russia offers oil at 25 to 30% lower prices, it's not just smart economics, it's strategic independence. India doesn't only use this oil for its own consumption, it refines it and sells the products globally, turning itself from an energy consumer into an energy player. Now comes the turning point. ONGC Chairman Arun Kumar Singh's bold words in Abu Dhabi echoed across Washington and Brussels. When asked if India had stopped buying Russian oil due to US and EU sanctions, he said firmly, "We will do whatever is legally possible." This wasn't an offhand comment, it was a diplomatic signal. ONGC holds stakes in multiple Russian energy projects, including the Sakhalin-1 oil field, a major source of crude for India. Even when other nations pulled out due to sanctions, India stayed. Because India understands one truth. In the world of energy, stability is power. Here's the irony. India and the US are both democracies. Both share concerns about China's growing influence. But when it comes to national interest, India walks its own path. Washington wants New Delhi to play a key role in Quad I2U2 and its Indo-Pacific strategy. But India has made its stance clear. We don't belong to any bloc. We are a power in ourselves. That means India will not become anyone's follower. Not America's, not Russia's. It chooses balance over bias. After India began buying Russian oil, Western media called India a war profiteer. Headlines read, "India is helping Russia survive." But India's calm response silenced them all. "We have broken no law. We impose no sanctions. We trade legally and transparently." That reply showcased India's diplomatic maturity. India neither bends nor breaks. It simply acts in its interest. The world today is no longer unipolar. It's multipolar, and India is emerging as a stabilizing power. No longer a silent observer, India now talks to everyone, from Washington to Moscow, from Riyadh to Brussels. When tensions rose between Russia and the West, India maintained dialogue with both, proving it's a nation of strategic balance and credibility. India and Russia are expanding beyond oil into gas, coal, nuclear energy, and LNG projects. Projects like Yamal LNG, Vostok Oil, and Sakhalin-2 have significant Indian participation. India is also investing in Russian refineries, ensuring control from crude extraction to finished fuel. This isn't short-term trade. It's a long-term energy security model where India is no longer a buyer, but a partner. India's message to the West India's actions carry a deeper message. This isn't just economics. It's a statement of principle and power. India no longer follows, India leads. When the West says, "Stay away from Russia," India replies, "We don't distance, we balance." That's why the world now calls India the third voice, a nation that can talk to both sides and still remain independent. Impact on India's economy. Buying cheaper Russian oil has saved India billions of dollars every month. It has stabilized fuel prices, kept inflation in check, and powered India's record economic growth. Even the IMF and World Bank have praised India's energy policy, calling its economy resilient and self-sustaining. This strategy has made India the fastest-growing major economy in the world. The people's perspective today, every Indian knows India's global decisions are no longer made in Washington or Moscow, but in New Delhi. So when ONGC Chief Arun Kumar Singh said, "We will not bow down," it wasn't just a business statement, it was a declaration of national sovereignty. India's energy diplomacy. The future India is turning energy into diplomacy, building long-term partnerships across the globe, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Russia, Iran, and Africa. These deals ensure energy stability and give India a decisive voice in global affairs. In the years ahead, this strategy will transform India into an energy powerhouse, one that fuels not just its economy, but its global influence. The strategic meaning behind it all. Strategically, India's stand creates a threefold impact. 1. Economic strength, cheap oil fuels, rapid development. 2. Diplomatic independence, India acts without foreign pressure. 3. Global influence, from regional power to global stabilizer. In the end, once again, India has proven it neither bends nor fears. It acts only in the interest of its people and its nation. India and Russia's partnership is not just an oil deal. It's a new chapter in global power politics. We know how to stand by our friends, but always on our own terms. That's the identity of the new India, self-reliant, confident, and unshakable. The world may debate, criticize, or pressure, but India will do what's right for its people, its economy, and its future. Because this new India doesn't just make decisions, it makes history.